Barbara Eden's legacy is often reduced to a single image: a smiling woman in a pink harem costume, blinking herself into mischief and magic. But that image, iconic as it is, tells only a fraction of the story. Behind the television, fantasy exists a life shaped by discipline, quiet strength, and a deep understanding of how fleeting fame can be. Barbara Eden did not simply play a character audiences adored. She built a career and a life rooted in steadiness, intention, and grace. When I Dream of Jeannie debuted, television was changing rapidly. Audiences were hungry for charm and escapism, but they were equally drawn to sincerity. Eden instinctively understood this balance. Her Jeannie was playful without being shallow, glamorous without being distant. What made the character endure was not the premise, but the humanity beneath it. Eden infused even the most fantastical moments with warmth, grounding the show in emotional familiarity. Viewers didn't just laugh, they trusted her. That trust extended beyond the screen. On set, Eden earned a reputation not as a diva, but as a professional, prepared, kind, and unfailingly respectful of the people around her. While the industry around her often rewarded excess and ego, she chose consistency. Co-stars and crew members recall her as someone who listened more than she spoke, who understood that longevity in entertainment depended not just on talent, but on character. Away from the cameras, Eden's life unfolded far more quietly than her on-screen persona might suggest. She resisted the urge to turn her personal experiences into public spectacle, choosing instead to protect her private world. In candid photographs and rare interviews, she appears grounded, laughing easily, dressed simply, and fully present in the moment. These glimpses reveal a woman uninterested in myth-making, content to let her work speak for itself. Her ability to navigate Hollywood's golden era without losing herself is perhaps her most remarkable achievement. The period was glamorous, yes, but it was also demanding and unforgiving, particularly for women. Careers rose and fell quickly, often dictated by trends rather than talent. Eden survived not by constantly reinventing herself, but by staying anchored. She understood her strengths, respected her limits, and never allowed public adoration to replace personal fulfillment. Humor played a central role in her resilience. It was never loud or exaggerated, but observant and gentle. On screen, her timing made comedy feel natural rather than forced. Off-screen, that same humor softened hardships and kept her connected to others. It was a tool not for performance, but for living. Family and friendship remained her emotional center. Eden valued loyalty, intimacy, and shared history more than status or acclaim. The joy visible in private moments, walking on the beach, laughing with friends, enjoying ordinary days, suggests a woman who measured success not by applause, but by peace. Fame may have defined her career, but it never defined her identity. Decades later, Barbara Eden's influence remains quietly powerful. New audiences encounter her not through tabloid headlines or viral controversy, but through performances that feel timeless in their sincerity. She represents an alternative model of stardom, one built on patience, professionalism, and emotional honesty. In an era increasingly dominated by spectacle, her legacy feels refreshingly grounded. Barbara Eden's story is not about magic in the literal sense. It is about endurance, about choosing kindness in competitive spaces, restraint in moments of excess, and authenticity in an industry that often rewards artifice. Her life reminds us that lasting impact rarely comes from noise or novelty. It comes from consistency, integrity, and the courage to remain oneself long after the spotlight fades. In that sense, Barbara Eden's greatest role was never the genie. It was simply being Barbara Eden and doing so quietly and beautifully for a lifetime.